my grandparents were born in Naples and Sicily.
All right, got it.
Actually, my grandfather on my mother's side was born on the boat over.
Yeah,
He was a baby,
Okay.
born on the boat.
got it.
So when he got to the States, they put a piece of paper on him, stuck it on him, a little baby. It said WOP,
Oh my gosh, incredible.
so, which is without papers.
Right, right.
So he never had papers to live in the States.
Really?
So we were very brought up, but it was at a time where you wanted to drop
Yeah.
the fact that you were Italian. They wanted to Americanize and become part of the system over there.
Got it, got it.
Yeah.
And when I started to follow you, I remember, you were good on social media, but not really on it yet, I would say. You were, good following, but not incredible. And then I saw you like growing like crazy. And so I was curious about this because I saw much more content, better quality content. I mean, there is a lot that you did.
Johnny's going to take credit for that.
Yeah, Johnny, what did you do? I mean, no, really. I mean,
It's on him.
what? So,
No, you just caught it at a time. I mean, you didn't see all the stuff before that, so
right.
you just started paying attention.
Okay. But I mean, because
We didn't turn it up anymore. Like, I don't think we turned it up any. I've been turning it up for a while.
right. Okay.
So you just started getting the message.
Okay.
You finally became open to the
So I
possibility.
was aware, but the work
You were
started.
you were
already
paying too
before.
much to people that had already made it,
Right.
and then somehow I got in there, and you started paying attention to like a guy that hadn't quite,
Got it. But is it true that before you were not a big follower about social media? Like I saw also your video today that I liked a lot. That you say, in beginning, the power of social media also for selling. I was not so sure about it, and now you launched a company that does.
we do.
Advertising, right?
Just I didn't. Look, I'm 60. How old are you?
47.
Yeah, so I'm 13 years older than you. Like the technology wasn't. I was 50, I guess, really 53 before we really leaned into it.
Right.
And the first time I saw Facebook, I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is This is going to be a waste.
Joke.
This is a waste of time for everybody. Like,
Really?
I didn't get it, and then literally I said that to a guy. I know exactly where I was.
Yeah.
Are we on right now? I know exactly where I was when I told the guy, I said, this is ridiculous, dude. And like seconds later, I heard myself say to myself, you sound like an old man.
Oh my gosh.
You sound like that old guy that can't lean into, this is probably 10 years ago. And I was like, you need to pay attention to what you just said. There must be something here I didn't get it.
Yeah.
And then that was in the early days of Facebook. And then I started playing with Facebook. We had been dropping a little bit on YouTube. Started dropping videos on YouTube every day. I think we're 6,000 or 7,000 videos on YouTube in 12 years. So that's 500. What is that? 500 videos a year?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I mean, some insane number. YouTube's our best. YouTube to me is
Number one channel.
it just gets constant leads, constant people. Where did you run into me? What channel?
I think Instagram.
Yeah.
I went into Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been
But
playing.
also on Instagram. I mean, now you've grown a lot there.
Yeah. And because I never could figure out. I figured out YouTube and Facebook. I was playing with, and I thought I was getting decent at Facebook, but Instagram I could never figure it out.
Yeah. Right.
I'm not delegating this to people, okay?
Okay.
Like what you see me doing on social media, 90% of that is me.
So you post.
It's me posting, like on LinkedIn. That's me posting on LinkedIn.
All right.
You'll typically see GC behind a post. It's kind of telling, it's a secret kind of code for, hey, that's me doing that. And then my guys drop content on there, but we know when I'm shooting content in Miami, it's going to go someplace. We just don't know where.
Got it.
But when we started playing with Instagram, couldn't have been more than, that account can't be more than 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah.
I could not figure it out. I couldn't figure out the tone, the messaging. It was a different energy. A lot of pictures, a lot of big,
1 minute video before the Instagram TV.
Yeah, it wasn't just the 1 minute. Yeah, I just couldn't get the tone. To me, they all have a different tone.
Right.
Right.
What's the difference for you if you?
Well, like if I'm in this hotel, right, having drinks, at the bar, that's one tone, right? There's an expectation of me. If I go into the church, we could tell all kind of crazy jokes here. I go into the church, I bring a different grant with me and a different expectation. So I go into the square, same thing. And literally, they're all within, meters of each other. But the tone and expectation in that environment when I go from Instagram to YouTube.
Right.
So even though it might be the same content, it needs to be packaged a little bit different.
And what's the difference in this moment? If you talk to Instagram and YouTube, what's the main difference?
Well, YouTube to me, I can go, there's no rules for me there. I'm talking to the world. Okay. And Instagram to me is a little tighter audience, even though the whole world's there. It's just a little tighter community.
Okay.
YouTube, a lot of voyeurism going on. A lot of people coming in that I haven't met yet. So we have videos on YouTube that are 1 minute long, and we have some that are 10 hours.
Sure.
Just like how much you want to watch. That's where I get people going in, and they'll hook into my material and literally binge on it like you would Netflix.
Got it.
I had a guy tell me the other day, his wife actually told me, he's like, my husband didn't like you when he first met you at a party.
Oh.
2 years later, he met me in real, right? 2 years later, he runs into my YouTube channel. He's like, he watched one video, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, he was still watching videos on YouTube. You would never do that on Instagram.
Right.
So Instagram, for me, what's happened on Instagram is somebody wants a quick fix, right? They want a quick, they're totally in, what's the word? Spectator. I'm the spectator. I'm just spectating. I don't even know what I'm spectating for. It's not like going to the Coliseum and I know the gladiators are going to come out and kill each other, right? I'm going there and I got to hook somebody quick. I got to get a hook in, and hopefully they'll go back in that channel and see the other things. So it's just a little trickier, right? I have a lot more time on YouTube and less time on Instagram. I think people are more playful on Instagram, but maybe a bit more serious. Less serious on YouTube because it's such a broad, but when they get there, if they're looking for something specific, they're going to spend more time with me. And then LinkedIn to me is...
I guess you're killing on LinkedIn.
I'm perfect. I'm set up perfect for LinkedIn, but we don't lean into it enough because I don't get enough support from my staff. They ignore it. My young staff ignores it.
Right.
But I know, like for Cardone Capital, Cardone University, for what we're doing, we're venturing to buy businesses today worldwide, Cardone Ventures. That's where that audience is.
Great.
And Marco, it could be Marco on LinkedIn that watches me there. He could be on YouTube, watch me there. He could be on Instagram and watch me there. So.
Yes, with a different feeling also.
A different expectation, right?
Different expectations. What about the process, just to understand how do you produce the content, how big is the team? I saw, for instance, that Gary Vee, I don't know, he invested $4 million, 25 people on his personal brand, video maker, editors. Like a big team. But I spoke with, I don't know if he's in the US, is famous, Chiara Ferragni is a very famous fashion blogger. I was talking with his husband, who is a very famous singer, and he said, look, it's just me and my wife and the phone, and that's it. And I say, no, it's impossible. I say, this is it. It's just our production. How does it work for you?
Well, I can't imagine, we first of all, it's me.
Right.
And then Johnny's with me in a lot of places. If Johnny's not with me, in the beginning it was nobody. It was just me. And it was these channels. It was these multi-$100 billion channels, right? They're channels that are just out there. We created I'll just back up a second. We created Grant Cardone TV Studios. I spent a bunch of money putting the studio together. At the same time, Facebook laid in. YouTube had its grips on the world. They were about to release Instagram. Facebook hadn't bought Instagram yet. And literally within 6 weeks of building out the studio, I'm like, scrap the studio. There's no way we compete with this. Because these are massive distribution networks to the world, right? So at that time we had a phone. I had a phone, and I'm dropping content. It was low quality, not, maybe you saw some of that early stuff where you're like, the quality's not good. Johnny came in and made the quality better. But look, we get as much reach on poor quality stuff as we do on, we'll spend a bunch of money on shoots and edits, and I do one on my phone, does better. I don't have a $25 million team, I'll tell you that. Now, I'll guarantee we make more money than some of the names you've mentioned
sure.
on social media because we have content to go to.
Sure.
You know, so we're getting attention to send somebody in a direction to do something. And we're not just telling stories all day long. We're trying to tell stories that cause people to want to say, wow, I didn't know I had that problem. Oh, this is a different solution than I've been told about, if they knew they had a problem. And then hopefully they would take some kind of action.
A big question in Italy that I see, all the companies, I would say majority of the companies in Italy still think like that. They say, okay, Instagram is a place for, you know, funny videos and cat videos and stupid things. So people don't buy there.
Yeah.
And I read the interview with the Adidas CEO this week that say, we are testing that there is a beta, 20 companies are testing the e-commerce inside Instagram so that you can buy inside Instagram without going out. And it's working incredible. So like we growth 40% and blah, blah, blah. So the question that I have for you is, if you have to sell like a ticket that is a $10,000 ticket for a conference, like 10x.
We do that.
How is it possible that these people buy a $10,000 ticket? What is the process that you use to sell a high-priced ticket to an audience that potentially is not really so inclined to buy that kind of
so like if Adidas is testing this, they don't need to. It's already people are already making money doing this. This is not. We'll do 100 million this year. 40 million of that is e-commerce using social media.
Wow.
In addition to
Cardone University and
University, I think I got 80 different programs from how to buy real estate. Could be a $7 book to $17,000 program. To filling up a stadium with 35,000 people.
Which was incredible.
Yeah.
And wait, sorry to interrupt you, but when I saw you...
During Super Bowl weekend, by the way.
I saw the video of Grant going into the stadium and I thought, oh, that's funny. He's going to watch a match, you know? I just thought you were a
watch
fan.
A match?
You know, when you went into the stadium, I thought, okay, he's going for a match. And then I thought, no, he's doing the conference there.
Oh, got it.
Really?
Yeah.
How can he fill a stadium? You know, that was massive. That was massive.
Well, I walked in the stadium, a guy named Derek Jeter, who's a professional baseball player in the States, or was, bought the team. And I said, hey, how many people, what's the most people you've ever had here? He's like, 28,000. I said, good. How many can it fit? 34,000. I said, we'll have more than that. I'll take the place.
Great.
And he's like, no, you can't put that many people there. I guarantee you we will. We pack the place out.
How much is a stadium to rent a stadium?
We spent $10 million on that event.
Really?
Yeah, we spent $10 million on the production, video, talent, and we made money, by the way.
Yeah.
We made money the morning of the event, we were profitable.
Got it.
So
what's the process?
Back to your question. In addition to doing 40 million on social media via e-commerce, no human being involved, me going on, blah, 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 talking about something. Hey, go check this out, see if you like it. We did 40 million there. But more impressive, we raised $200 million
for your in the fund, right?
In 20 months.
Right.
Nobody going out, nobody having dinner, cappuccinos. We're not meeting in a hotel, even though this is a beautiful hotel. I love this hotel. 200 million in 20 months, crowdfunding, minimum of $5,000, average is 440 grand.
Wow.
So tell Adidas that. I'm not selling tennis shoes, man. These are 5,000, 10,000, 20. I'm not selling tennis shoes. I'm selling, these are major, this is a big investment. This is somebody that's having to do paperwork online. It's a very slow process, right? Because I got to create interest. Hey, you can invest money with me, partner with me.
Got it.
They go hit the link. Now they got to fill out all these forms. So if you ever had somebody abandon, or you have what's called friction in a purchase. Friction is when it's taking too long, too many steps. I have massive friction, right? He's got to put his social security number in, that he's, his bank account, right? So it's very complicated. So that's just to say to everybody, look, we're in the beginning stages of e-commerce and social media being worth trillions of dollars, not billions. So what is the process? Number one, the process, you got to be committed. I mean, you got to be a maniac. Like in anything in life, right? If you're going to come out alive,
sure.
You could come out scarred and beat up, but if you're going to come out alive as a victor, you have to be committed. And once you get committed, and this is why Gary Vee does well. He's committed to this space.
Sure.
So the creativity, it's almost like commitment. I think they said this about Caesar, man. This guy was a freaking maniac. And people would do things for him that they would never do because he created this charisma.
Yeah,
he
like Elon Musk now that everyone talk about Elon Musk. Is like,
you know, you either love the guy or you hate the guy.
Sure.
Half the world's pulling for him, half the world's pulling against him. Like, he got to be wrong, right? But there's this charisma and this commitment that almost feels, it just, something gets sucked up into this vacuum. And this happens on social media. I know it does because I experience it. And that's where you figure out how to tell your story. You're not going to map this out. I've had a lot of people that we've worked with, because I'm able to collaborate with a lot of people that you've spent time with, that they want to map things out. They want schematics on it. They want to lay out this thing. This is not how this works.
Okay.
Right? You're not going to know how to tell your story. I didn't figure out how to tell my story until maybe 2,000 videos in. Then we're still trying to figure out how to tell the story.
Absolutely.
And probably the biggest mistake we make is we tell a story and it works, and we abandon that story. We go try to create another story rather than just banging that one story out over and over again.
Got it.
Because we think you saw my message. And in reality, on Instagram, you didn't see anything I said. You saw me, and unfortunately, right underneath me came Cardi B in her big red outfit at the Met Gala. So, which means you didn't see anything.
Yeah.
You don't see anything or hear anything I said because I'm competing with so many other things. Or maybe Adidas pops up their tennis shoes, and I'm like, oh, but that's what I want right now.
You're
and
competing with Netflix, with Adidas,
everything,
and with everyone.
Everything.
So commitment number one.
Commitment, yeah. And then you got to produce content, and you're not going to know the 10X rule. Okay, it was the 5th book that I wrote. I mean, it was a book. I had an agreement to write a book. I wrote the book. I love the concept. It helped me a bunch, but it wasn't like, oh my God, this book's going to be unbelievable. That book took off internationally. Like, 10X is a thing all over the world. Wow. I did not know that when I wrote the book. So the point of that is you got to commit, produce content.
The market will tell you.
The market's going to tell you, but also that book's 6 or 7, 8 years old. It didn't bite right away. Okay, it takes time for the right people to see it, enough people to talk about it. And today Google uses the 10X rule.
Right.
That's a big company.
Wow.
Right. So like, good enough for Google should be good enough for you. And now people around the world. I mean, we leave here. We go to Bucharest, Dubai, Singapore, Malaysia. They call me the 10X man, and then they call me Uncle G. Okay. Yeah. Well, the Uncle G thing came up because I made a comment in a video.
That's how I called you before. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Here is Uncle G.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was doing a video, and I started telling a story about my uncles. When my dad died, I thought my uncle Marco was going to come to my aid.
Yeah.
Okay, and his name was Vincent, and I thought Vincent was going to come to my. I thought Uncle John was going to come help. I thought Uncle Paul was going to come help me. Dude, they never came and helped me. And then people started calling me, "You're my uncle. You're the uncle, Grant, for me." That never came to,
So commitment and content create the attention. And then you say, okay, now I have a ticket to sell. I have a subscription for Cardone University. So what's the process
so
to
let's take the tickets.
Yeah.
Let's take the tickets, okay? So the ticketing game is let's say the event's in February of next year, and we're in May.
Yeah.
May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. I'm already there, okay? 10 months. Why would anybody give me money today? You can market this thing as much as you want. You can say, I got Baba coming and Boo Boo coming and Yogi the Bear coming and Marco's going to be there from Rome and Caesar, I'm bringing him back.
If you say Marco is going to be there from Rome, they will buy.
They won't buy today, though. They won't buy today, though. They won't buy today. Why? Because they got to wait 10 months. What do I get? Right. So you can promote this as much as you want. Same thing for Adidas. Hey, these shoes are coming. These shoes are coming. But why would I get them today if they're coming? Right. Now, if they're there now, and I can go put them on now, and you can have them to me now, that's one thing. But if you got a ticket to sell to a future event, this is very tricky. Okay. So I have 10 months to sell these tickets, right? So I have to take this stadium apart. This is what I do. Nobody's ever asked me this question, by the way. So it's a brilliant question. And underneath it, you got to be a genius to figure this deal out. I'm serious, dude. We have sold. Well, our last event, we sold 3,000 seats the first 90 days, and we had 9 months before the event would take place.
Right.
We sold 3,000 seats, and nobody knew where it was or when it was.
Crazy. Like,
How do
just
you do
because
that?
they trust you.
Exactly.
That's it.
And then I'm going
Your
on,
reputation. Based on your
I'm
reputation,
going
whatever
every
it is,
day.
I will come.
But every day I'm telling people, because if I tell you today, you'll forget. Okay, this is a truth of marketing. Assume no one heard your message. Always.
Right.
I don't care. Just assume they didn't see the email, they didn't hear the video, they didn't hear the message, they didn't see it. Just assume. Even if you sat there and said, "Hey, watch this," you must assume
Yeah.
that he did not see what he just saw.
Right.
And what that does is it forces you to repeat the message again in another way. So we sold 3,000 seats, a little better than that, no location and no date. Okay, my guys are like, we got to tell them a date. We'll sell more if we tell them a date. I said, dude, no, we don't have anything to sell.
Right.
Once I tell a date and a location, all I'm going to do is remind them
Come there that day.
it's
yeah.
9 months later.
Yeah.
Why would I do it now? So you got to start thinking about how to solve people's problem. Why would you give me money for something a year from now?
Yeah. What
So
kind
I
of
got to figure
benefit
out
can you
what
give
else
me?
can I
Yeah.
give you now? So it's a very tricky game. This is why people have to have a lot of product in their inventory. You got to have a lot of different inventory. Free, low price, very low price. Like if I go to other countries, man, I got to have stuff that is 100th of the price I sell things at in the States.
Right.
When I go to India, I need $1 products. I can't take, even if it's worth $10,000, you can't sell a $10,000 product to a $1 audience.
Right.
And I can't get into the audience if it's not affordable. So
3,000 sold, 27 to go.
yeah,
27,000
31,000 to
Yeah.
go. So then it was just like we're taking the stadium apart, special little things, seating over here. Like it's just constant commitment to getting something every day. That's where my staff, the staff that I have in Miami, they need to be pushed on every day. This is no longer about e-commerce or social
Right.
media. It's about pushing a team to
sell and achieve the goal.
Yeah.
And because I think what you have that is different from many others, you have a team that call people.
Yeah, we will call you.
And it's not only online and funnel automation, email marketing, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's, there is all the online and then people calling you and trying to close the deal, and they very skilled.
We did things like live streams. Like I would do a live stream. Call in, make a deal with me right now
Right.
online. The whole world's going to see you work Grant Cardone for a deal.
Right.
So you just gotta play the game. You gotta play the game every different angle. Don't just be dependent upon social media, waiting for somebody to hit a landing page. Don't expect that the funnel's going to work.
If I say to someone in Italy that I can say a $10,000 ticket on Instagram, people
Yeah.
will laugh.
Yeah.
Because they say,
I laugh too.
Yeah, you know, it's different.
I laugh at the bank.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was funny. That was so funny. We did it.
What do you think, Rand, about the fact that
We sold over $11 million worth of seats
wow,
online. So how funny is that?
That's
we
really-
didn't sell 10,000 seats. I raised $200 million US dollars.
you know, that's embarrassing for me because this morning a journalist called me to say, Marco, I did the biggest crowdfunding campaign in Italy.
Yeah. How much
raising
was it?
3 million. Okay.
Yeah.
It was the biggest ever in
Yeah,
Italy.
yeah.
And I said, like 3 million. Now in
3
front
million,
of 200 million.
I'd go
it's
back
like-
to the fifth floor and jump out the window.
It's, like, it's funny. I watched a video of yours on this topic. It was very funny. I was laughing so much. You were doing a keynote speech to salespeople, and then you say, "Okay, how much money you earn, guys?" And then one guy say, like, you know, for
he was so proud, too.
400,000, guys. And you say, you know, if I was earning
$400,000, I said?
I would be embarrassed as a man,
As a man,
as
a
a
husband,
father.
Shame on you, dude. I said 400,000 a week, right? He's like, huh? It helped that guy.
Yeah,
It
because
helped that guy. That guy
you
got
change his
his
perspective.
paradigm, right? He was thinking, he was sitting there thinking he was doing so well. And everybody's telling him, man, you're doing so well. Oh my God, you're doing so well. And that is when you're no longer going to keep striving to do well. And so what I told him on the other hand was, how do you even live on that?
Yeah,
And it really opened him up to like, yeah, what was I thinking?
right.
This is a problem all over the world. People get comfortable
Yeah.
with whatever success they had.
What about the objection that if you market to an audience a product that costs, I don't know, €7, like a cost of a book or 20 euros, you know, how can he go up to your value ladder and buy a $5,000 ticket or $10,000 ticket? It's just a sales skill?
Yeah,
Or,
no. It's about having.
or-
First of all, he might not even buy the $7.
Right.
You might be offending some people with $7.
Yeah, because they say that's too cheap.
Yeah, I'll tell you a story. A guy that I have marketed to for 25 years.
Right.
I have never sold him anything.
Yeah.
Never in 25 years. I called on him, knocked on his door, called him on the phone. I've been this close to him.
Yeah.
Trying to sell him products over 25 years. Never bought anything from me.
And you know, did you
Dude,
know the reason?
Not really. I've
All right.
offered him books. I've offered him audio programs, video programs, live trainings. You come to me, I come to you. Leadership training, sales training, manager training. Like the only thing I didn't offer him was marital advice, which I probably should have. But I could have given him a course on being hard-headed. He was perfect at it. Right? I could never sold the guy anything. 25 years I've called on him.
Right.
I opened Cardone Capital. The guy gives me $400,000. Okay, I never offered him. I never had anything to sell him more than maybe $2,000 or $3,000.
Right.
I called him up. I said, "Why did you do this?" He's like, "Look, I never liked your business advice, but I like you as a businessman."
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
He's like, "You're a good businessman, dude. I bet I would put my money with you.
So I would invest
but I didn't
in
want
you?
to train.
All right,
I didn't
got
want to
it.
spend money to train my people with you." Now, he puts the $400,000 in. 2 months goes by. I send him a check every month. We pay our investors every month. The second month he gets a check. The third month, or 10 days after the second check, he calls up. He says, "Give me everything you got."
Wow.
So the point of your question is about the $7 or the $7,000 or the $70,000. You have to find where people see value. And value is not about price. It has zero to do with price. He didn't see value until it was $400,000. Anything below that, he was like, "This is just a waste of my time."
Got it.
You see, and I needed a door he could go through. He wanted to go through the investment door rather than a spending door. He didn't want to go through an educational door. He didn't want to go through a door that improved his people. He wanted to go through the doorway that improved his personal finances.
Got it.
And then he went and checked out the other doors. So I would just say to people, look, you need a lot of doors or entry points, and it doesn't have anything to do with price, even though you need free there. Interesting, free ends up making us more money than money makes us.
What do you mean?
So like if I ever say, hey, go get a free book, okay? If you go to grantcardone.com/book free books, grantcardone.com/free books, grantcardone.com/free books. See, so you got to repeat it because people won't hear it anyway. Okay, you got an audience right now that's still listening to what I said about the different doorways.
Yes.
You didn't hear this next line. It's what you see in a movie and you miss lines in it. You go back and see it again. You're like, I didn't see that.
Got it.
So
If you give free,
I do a free book, and you pay for the shipping or not, whatever. Typically, that free will be worth about $38 to me.
got it.
And
So the lifetime value of the book is
well,
30
maybe
bucks.
even an immediate value. Forget the lifetime value.
All right.
Like bang, right now.
Why? Because
So
it's immediately buying something.
I send out 500 free books a day. We think that those 500 free books will be worth 40,000.
Right.
Because somebody, while Johnny gets the free book offer, he's like in there and he's like, oh man, I ought to get this too while I'm here. It's how grocery stores work. It's how restaurants work.
Got it.
I went to the gelato store over here, best gelato in Rome, by the way. I forget the name of the store.
Yeah.
See, I forgot it already. I can't even help him if I want.
Gelato.
It's the best gelato, the bellissimo gelato. What is it? Vita Roma. Okay. So I go in there. We go in there for gelato for the kids. I didn't want one, but I got one.
Okay.
I didn't really like it. Bought 2 big pies or cakes. Okay. So I walked out with a $7 gelato, an Uber ticket that's $50, 2 cakes that are another $50.
So was the upsell there when you were there? You got upsold.
Just because I walked in.
Do you say upsold in English?
Upsell. Just because I walked in, you just got to get people to walk in. And so this also becomes the other issue about you got to get a lot of people in the top of that funnel. You got to get a big audience, and they're all interested. Even the ones that aren't interested are interested. Even the ones that won't fill out the data are interested. All leads buy.
Right.
Always.
If you know how to sell.
They all buy,
No? Yeah.
even if you don't.
Right.
Because they're gonna bail out on your your cart, bail out on mine, and they're going to buy from somebody else. That makes him a buyer.
Got it, yeah. Yeah, very interesting. That's very interesting. And now you're going global. I smell.
We hope we're going global.
I smell that, I don't know, it's quite a recent
I'm not
thing,
very well known here in Italy, by the way.
I don't think so.
I'm not.
Honestly.
No, I'm not.
I don't think
I
so.
tell people I'm coming to Singapore. Boom. I'm coming to Dubai, man. Our phones were.
But after this chat, you will.
Maybe, hopefully, Marco will make me know. But it's interesting that. I mean, Italy's always been a mystery to me.
Right.
Every time I come here, I'm like, oh my God, why? This is the most beautiful place in the world.
Right.
Like, the people are phenomenal. You know? I mean, I leave here so passionate about Italy every time. I'm like, everyone must be Italian. Everyone. I think Italy was like the birthplace of the planet, right? No matter what you hear on the Mystery Channel or the Ancient Aliens or whatever,
yes.
I think everything happened right here, maybe just up the street there.
Maybe it was an Italian alien,
But
I don't
dude,
know.
why don't more people stay in Italy? Do business in Italy?
Right.
What has happened to Italy that is not growing?
Yeah, is the language barrier one? The culture is still, a complaining culture. Oh no, in Italy, but you cannot, is this complaining culture. And you know what? I moved to UK 7 years ago, and I didn't realize until I moved. When I moved, I saw a country that, it's a bubble. It's the Italian bubble. But we have a lot of interesting startups. The startup ecosystem literally boomed in the last 2 years. So you'll see a lot. I don't know, I was chatting with a friend, the founder of King.com. You know Candy Crush, the game?
Yeah, sure. I got it on my phone.
Yeah.
What level are you on?
Yeah, so he did, I don't play Candy Crush, but he sold the company for 6 billion, 6 billion, not million, to Disney. I don't remember who bought the company.
Doesn't really matter where it came from.
I mean, but it was like, 6 billion from somewhere.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's a great entrepreneur. I mean, so you have or think about made in Italy fashion, Armani. So there is the potential, but still the culture is back. But it's coming. I'm sure that will be connection. How you plan to go global? What's your master plan?
Look, I'm not a big planner.
Right.
I'm a big doer, so I do a lot. I don't plan a lot. And, we come here. I never do one thing in one place. I never do anything one time. Nothing. Like, everything I do. I just figure out, okay, I'm going to go do it. Like, I'll come here. I'll make a few friends here. I'll come back here and make more friends, and I'll make more friends. I'll just keep making the investments until they're like, yeah, come on in. And it's just interesting because you say it's a language barrier, but I'm like, all right, well, I'll go to Dubai, Singapore, Malaysia. I'm going to go to Russia. Language barriers there as well. Sure. Maybe not as great. I don't know. I'm going to go to Mexico City. There'll be 4,000 people there. I'll go to Sao Paulo. There's going to be, 6,000, 7,000 people there. So language barriers in those places. Yeah. It's about maybe I haven't done a good job hitting this market,
There is another topic that I think for the Italian culture, that money, Italians are very, very private about money. Religion and money, there are topics that are very, Italians are very conservative. So,
I think that's true everywhere, though.
But it's evolving a lot, the culture. I think internet, social media
Dude, the Italians are much better than the English.
You think so? Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Please.
We are the number one in the world. So I don't know,
who is?
In football and
Who is? The English. You can't trust an Englishman.
Right.
You can trust an Italian, man. I would much rather be with an Italian than an English person. Come on.
No, I mean Italy.
I would love to. Hey, you guys that are watching this, I'd love you. Who do you trust the most, the English or the Italians?
Or the Italian. Italy also has a big history, culture. I mean, there are a lot of things, but I'm sure Italy will have a great future. Yeah, definitely. So
it perplexes me why Italy is not just booming.
Right.
And it must be something about the kids. The jobs here, kids leaving. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean the average age is like old, so it's an old country, and kids live with the parents until maybe they're 30 years old. So there are several reasons, culture, but it's changing. It's definitely changing. Yeah. Great, Grant. Thank you so much.
Dude, you're
Good
awesome.
luck for everything.
Appreciate you, man. Cool. Okay, help me get around the world. All right.
Right.